We always hear the word potential, from Jujutsu Kaisen's Megumi to Pokemon's Mega Beedrill. I've been playing this card game named Flesh and Blood. I played this hero named Gravy Bones. So Gravy Bones is unique among all the heroes because most heroes use weapons or attack action cards, but he uses his summons. He summons a zombie, and the zombie is permanently in the field unless killed by the opponent. Recently on my birthday, my girlfriend gave me this Marvel Rarity card, which is Shelly Hardened Traveler. So this is one of the zombies that I've mentioned that you can summon in the game. And just for context, in Flesh and Blood, we have two formats mainly, which is Silver Age and Classic Constructed. The only difference is in Silver Age, your hero has 20 hit points, and in Classic Constructed, you have 40 hit points, and you get 3 copies on Classic Constructed. Silver Age, you only get 2 copies per card and color, and you can only use commons and rares. Meanwhile, in Classic Constructed, you can use from common to the highest rarity. So as you can see his stats, he needs 2 resource to be summoned, and he needs to tap, and 3 resource to attack for only 4 damage. But this is the bread and butter on why I deem him as having a potential. His second ability, which is an instant, the next attack action card you defend with this turn gets +1 defense. So Shelly is actually very expensive to play compared to his brother and sister common and rare zombies. For example, Limpet is on 0 cost 1 HP. Swabi is 3 cost 3 HP but is 7 attack unit. Katikat Shark, one of the higher HP ones, which is 4 HP but only costs 1 resource to play and 1 resource to attack. So Shelly is actually very expensive since you need 2 resource to play him and 3 resource to attack. But one of the unique traits of Shelly is 5 HP. So in Flesh and Blood, you can usually one-shot, or usually all attack action and weapon cards deal 3 to 1 damage. And the breakpoint is 4 HP. Actually, Katikat Shark or other 4 HP allies like Scuba is very hard to remove. But there are cards that can remove them since it's a breakpoint. Shelly actually is way harder to remove since he has 5 HP, and usually it's not worth it to remove Shelly as well. So, in order for Shelly to realize his potential, we need to put a lot of attack action cards in the deck so we can keep tapping him for that +1 defense. For the first one, the Necromancer attack action cards, there's actually 5 possible blue of them that we can play. First is the Angry Bones. So Angry Bones here says that when this attacks, you may discard a card or destroy the top card of your deck. If that card is Watergrave, this gets +1. This card actually sucks since it's a 2 cost and it requires us to use up our action point. So we're just gonna put it for that 3 block. So the main gist of this is we're gonna put 3 block cards that is blue since Gravy Bones needs blue cards to work. It's gonna be Burly Bones, also sucks like the Angry Bones. Both of them we're just gonna use to block. But this one is a bit more interesting since when you discard a Watergrave or discard the top card of your deck, it has overpower. You might finish games with this since it's a 4 attack breakpoint. Next ones are gonna be the good ones. So again, we're gonna get blues of these 3 copies. Jittery Bones, since this one, if you discard a Watergrave or discard the top card of your deck, it gains Go Again. It's also a 0 cost for 2 attack, so kinda 2 attack, Go Again for free. Next one is gonna be the Man Overboard. This one is kind of a downgraded version of the previous one. This one says that when this attacks, you may discard an ally, and if you do, this gets +1, and again, the Go Again. Go Again is very important to Gravy Bones since you need an action point to summon and attack with your ally or do something with that ally that turn. For the last one, which is the Restless Bones, I love this card since this is also a 4 attack. This one costs 2 resource though, which is fine since our deck or most Gravy Bones decks usually have a lot of blues, maybe let's say 70 to 80% are blue cards. So this one also has Go Again. as I mentioned before, the best ones are usually the Jittery Bones and the Restless Bones, since you can destroy the top card of your deck, and they both have Go Again. Man Overboard is the middling one. This one has Go Again, but you need to discard an ally, which is kinda iffy sometimes. The Burly Bones and Angry Bones are actually the one that we don't want to attack with, but instead block with Shelly. So imagine, since all of these are 3 blocks, every turn it gets +1 or even +3 if we summon Shelly, or if we summon 3 Shellys on that game. We could potentially get +3 on each of these. So for the normal pirate attack action, we got the Battalion Bark. The blue one we could play, again, I'm just suggesting, you could play the blue one, but I think the red one is always better, since Battalion Bark is a 9/4/4. So usually if you have Swiftwater's Loop, you could couple with Swiftwater's Loop or Avasti with this card. The red one is 4 resource for 9 damage, but again, you can put the blue one if you want for, again, more pitching or for more blocks. But usually I recommend the red one only. 3 copies of that. So for the next one, we're gonna go with the Golden Tipple again. This is the only legal Golden Tipple color in Classic Constructed. I mean, even if yellow and red is legal, I mean, it's a very good value. But again, if we put 80% of our deck as blue, it's gonna be very consistent. Problem with the Golden Tipple is it is only a 2 block. So again, it can really benefit with Shelly if you want to block with the Golden Tipple. Usually you don't want to block with this though, since you want to use the effect. Since the effect is very good, again, you need to discard a yellow card. If you discard a yellow card, you can gain a gold token and you can draw a card. The value for just 1 resource is very good. It also has a bit of a cheap damage, which is 1 for the blue one. So for the next attack action card is one of the best cards in a Gravy Bones deck, which is the Saltwater Swell. It is also a 1 cost, 1 attack, and 3 block card. So again, if you block with this, if you have 3 Shellys, you could potentially get +3. If you only have 1, you get +1. So for this one, when this attacks, you reveal the top card of the deck. Even if it is blue, you pitch it. This is a very good card since we have 80% of our deck is blue, so it's almost guaranteed to have a blue on top. Or if you're not so sure, you can use your compass to check your top card if it really is blue. For the Saltwater Swell, you can potentially gain 3 resource for free. So again, the 3 block is very important. You can block with it and it can gain defense depending on how many Shelly you have. So for the last one is Swiftwater Loop. This one could combo well again, as I mentioned before, with Battalion Bark. Since Swiftwater Loop gains Go Again if you have 2 blue cards in your pitch zone, which this is why you need the Saltwater Swell for. You could potentially go with a Swiftwater Loop or maybe Avasti first, then you can attack with an ally, then Swiftwater Loop, and then last attack as a Battalion Bark, the red one. I almost forgot about the Murderous Rabble, but this is also one of the best ones if you want to go wide. The Murderous Rabble is a 0 cost, Go Again, 0 attack action card. Again, also a 3 block, so potential 4 block or 6 block if you have 3 or 1 Shelly. This one gets attack depending on the pitch value of the top card that you reveal. It's usually again +3 damage since most of your deck is blue card. But again, if you are forced to block, you can potentially gain 6 block or 4 block depending on how many Shelly you have. Those are the only blue pirate attack action cards that I can recommend for the deck we're making for Shelly. So to make Shelly shine, we need to always go first so we can summon at least 2 allies. So again, the way we can summon 2 allies is with the Mage Master Boots. You only need 1 resource. So usually 1 Shelly is like just 1 blue, since it's again a 2 cost, and a 1 cost Mage Master Boots, which is gonna be just 1 blue pitch, and the second one you can just summon it again. So again, this is if you are lucky. If you draw 2 to 3 Shellys in 1 or in the early turns, usually in turn 1 to 4, maybe if you summon Shelly that early, the value is gonna be very crazy. But you can also use Called by the Grave. So Called by the Grave, you can search Shelly as well, and you can summon him later. So you can just keep tapping each Shelly for that +1 defense. Let's review all the cards that is a must-have for this deck. Everything else you can put whatever you want. To make Shelly work, we will need to put all these other cards so we can get the maximum value for that +1. For the first one, we share the attack action Necromancer ones, the Restless Bones, Jittery Bones, Man Overboard, the Golden Tipple, Murderous Rubble, and Saltwater Swell. The only unique one here is Golden Tipple since it's a 2-block, but again, it's a very good value if you attack with it since you gain gold, draw a card, and a cheap damage. Second important one, which is the Battalion Bark. Again, you can play the blue one, but I recommend the red one. I dealt a lot of damage with this, plus the Avasti or the Swiftwaters Loop. Also, you can just put Battalion Bark instead of Swiftwaters Loop. Since again, the risk of Swiftwaters Loop is it's only a 2-block, this one is a 3-block, just in case you want to block with this. Together with Shelly, it's potential 6-block to 4-block, depending again on how many Shelly you have. The least important ones is the, as I mentioned before, the Angry Bones and the Burly Bones. It's just basically a 3-block. I mean, you can attack with it, but I don't recommend. It's only for blocking and pitching. And for the last recommendation is gonna be the Swiftwaters Loop. Again, for the aggros, this is very good since you can attack with 6 or 4 go again if you have 2 blue in your pitch zone. Every other card that I haven't mentioned or you prefer, you can add it. Just add these ones since these are the attack action card that you can possibly block, pitch, or attack with. So I made this video because I don't see Shelly Hardened Traveler on public deck lists. Based on my research, since I mainly play Gravy Bones, I don't see it that much on February. It's usually on the maybe side. I don't even see it mostly on YouTube. And I think it has a very big potential. I might not make it work. I just gave you the idea. You might make it work on your own way. Again, the point is, let's make Shelly great again.